Here in Texas, there are signs that spring has sprung. Warm weather and longer daylight hours replace bitter winters, and everywhere you look, fields of flowers have begun to blossom. That's good news for Wendy and John Rohan, who just can't wait for everything to start buzzing with activity.
Well, it used to be that every farm had beehives. I mean, a lot of people remember that.
Now, this isn't your average farm, and the Rohans aren't your average beekeepers. Sure, they tend to the bees and, when the time's right, collect their honey. But honey is just part of what they need to make mead?
What is it? What is mead?
Mead is wine that's made from honey. So the primary base is honey. So there are many styles of meads. I mean, it's a really diverse, old world beverage.
The reason why most Americans haven't ever had it or tried it or heard of it is because by the time the European colonists came over to North America in the 1600s, mead was already obscure in Europe. So by the time the colonists came over, they had discovered sugar in the New World to make rum. They were planting barley in earnest for beer in England. Grapes were being cultivated in France. So all these things were cheaper and easier to make.
Making mead has become much more than a hobby for the Rohans. They make their living running Rohan Meadery in Grange. But they say despite the work involved, it's become a passion that was bound to happen.
We both love science. We have the biggest sciencey, geeky family on the face of the planet, I think. And then we also like to say, well, my background's Irish and his background's Czech, so it was only a matter of time before we started making alcohol.
So we have 6 on tap. We have raspberry, pomegranate,
As
apple,
guests sample different varieties of their award-winning mead, the Rohans educate people on the beverage and its history. And while the mead is what draws most people here, it was a very different item that I was sweet on.
So you can taste all the kind of different honeys we use and we sell here. It's light and flavorful.
I could drink that entire bottle. People swarm to Rohan Meadery for their honey and mead, but it's also become a popular destination because of something else, and that's the experience.
It's a working farm, so people can walk by the apiary, they can see the beehives. We also have dairy goats and sheep and chickens and guineas, a couple donkeys. So people come out and they decompress.
Our country's just gone through, a 50, 60-year period of people moving from the farm into the big city. Are we starting to see a reversal of the process?
I think we are. I mean, especially, in Texas, people want to get back to roots and see, where things come from.
But I think the biggest thing that's really made time for mead to come and have this resurgence is the fact of the whole artisanal craft brew movement, all the rise in all the microbreweries, and a whole generation of young drinkers that like local, they like artisanal. They want to know not only where all their food is coming from, but also what they're drinking. Where is that coming from?
There's been a movement brewing of city folks longing for the country life. Food is farm to table fresh, and more people are looking for ways to escape the hustle and bustle of the big city. And that's what Wendy and John say Rohan Meadery is all about. Their place is a hit, and they're always looking for ways to expand. But despite the success, they still find time to stop and smell the flowers.
Where do you think this is going to go?
I don't think we want or we need to be giant, and we don't want to supply the country with mead. But we would like to get a little bit bigger so we could be sustainable, so we could stay out here and just continue to, over the years, show people what's possible and see that light bulb kind of click on and the smile on their face. And that to me is what's most meaningful and enjoyable.